What song's that song?
That's I think, I don't know if it's Roy Orbison or Chris Isaac, but the girl.
I don't think it's either one of those, actually.
You'll be a woman soon.
No, that's actually kind of a weird way to start it all off. Yeah.
I thought that we'd get off on the right foot, which is the wrong foot.
Which is, yeah.
100%, man.
Urge overkill.
It's all good. Yeah.
Verge overkill?
Urge overkill is who does
Still
that.
sounds like Chris Isaacs or Roy Orbison. Either way.
Neither one.
Either way. Don't actually me on my own goddamn show.
Isn't that what the show's for?
That's literally what this show is for. Yeah, 100%.
Well, actually, you?
100%. Are you kidding? I look forward to this every Monday. I've actually changed Monday from Monday to Well Actually Day.
Well, actually, day.
Well,
it's a day I look forward to getting well, actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't like it on a Tuesday, but on a Monday, ooh, chef's kiss, everybody. Chef's kiss.
Seriously? You've been asking for it on a Tuesday for a while now.
Oh, fuck me. That's true. Goddamn, you just actually be about that. Oh, we've come full circle. Well done, sir. Well done. Welcome to the Save vs. Poison podcast, the podcast dedicated to gaming, general geekery, and enduring sobriety in an ever-maddening society, with your host, Will, and two guys that probably live under his stairs. If you're an addict, know an addict, or are just interested in exploring the outer mysteries of geekery, you're in the right place. Without further ado, let's get to the show. Welcome back to the show, everybody. It's great to have you here. It's season 4, episode 13? Fuck me, is it season 4, episode 13? Yeah, it's season 4, episode 13. Fantastic. Hey, yay, the sobriety and comedy train just keeps rolling on, doesn't it? Oh, it's an exciting time to be alive and to not have my brain fuzzied and judgmentally compromised with alcohol. There's your affirmation for this week, everybody. Hoorah. Joining me tonight, he once got mercury poisoning from obsessively taking his own rectal temperature. He's my friend Steve. Hey, Steve. How's it going?
Mad like a hatter with all that mercury.
Heck yeah, you are, buddy.
It's so squishy and fun to play with.
Yeah. I just see you like cracking it open and just, you know.
And cracking it way up there.
Just all the way in there, buddy. Just ouch.
Way up there, Morty.
Well, you're going to have to...
You Rick and Morty'd it.
That mercury is not going to come out of there by itself. You're going to have to break that open, and that's just broken glass.
I just thought that he would have reverse sucked it out of the tube.
Reverse.
How would you
reverse suck it?
It's
like a fart, but going backwards.
It's a closed container. It's like the mercury can just be poured out of it.
You don't know
without breaking it open.
You broke the power of
we broke
Steve's
it first,
sphincter.
and then it sucked things in, just like
exactly
a
right.
weird straw.
That sounds just there. I'm willing to bet
sanded down the edges so there was nothing sharp.
Look,
it was.
I'm just saying that there are easier ways to get mercury up your rectum than what you just described. You could have bought some mercury and a funnel.
It's true, and a funnel.
Easier, yes.
You don't just
More
like smear
exciting.
that on there like an
No.
ointment, like a liniment.
I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Also joining us tonight, he once got halitosis from obsessively taking his oral temperature with the same thermometer. He's my friend Ticky.
Yeah, that's the problem with it right there.
There it is. This one goes in your butt. This one goes in your mouth. Wait.
No, wait. This one.
This one.
And, it says your shit's all fucked up.
This whole thing tastes like poo
And mercury.
and mercury.
How's there
and
any left?
Asparagus. It doesn't even take the temperature if the mercury's out of it.
We got it back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
That burrito helped.
That burrito. Just clearing you out there. Look, the preamble jokes, they're not winners. They're never winners. I don't think I've ever made one that was actually like funny to the audience.
I'm just thinking about his asshole being prolapsed with all this mercury flooding off of it like it's the Silver Surfer taking a dump.
I actually did have like a joke about one of you having a pro. Oh yeah, that was it. It was going to be something to the effect of joining me tonight. He's got early onset, late stage rectal prolapse. He's my friend, one of you guys, which one of you I wanted to focus on the butthole pleasures first. Don't know which one of you that would have been.
That was a fun sentence.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's a great sentence. You find that kind of joke inside a Laffy Taffy. Right?
Just rolled right into it, didn't we?
Yep. Yeah. Rolled right into it. Just painting word pictures for everybody.
Yeah, we are.
Picture.
Fantastic. Steve, how the heck are you this evening?
I am scrumtrulescent, sir.
Scrumtrulescent. Oh, I love that you SNL'd that. That's good stuff.
Yeah. No, doing good.
Very cool.
A little tired, but that's fine.
He's a working man.
Monday.
Yeah.
Beginning of the week. Things are looking week-like.
Yeah. Because you're a 5 a day or 5 a week kind of guy, right?
Yeah, I don't like that. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, got to get you back on 12 somehow. That's hard to do when you're in the Kaiser system, though.
It's a challenge specifically for my job.
Yep.
Classification because I'm the only one.
Just like Tigger.
But there's also some stupidity in that itself, right? Like, so I'm there 5 days a week, but like, then I'm not there after 2:30. So, what would be the difference if I wasn't there for 2 days, and was there the whole time for a day? I don't know. There's all this weirdness.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird healthcare system. It was interesting listening to Ken talk about it like a week ago, or 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it was interesting listening to him talk about it 2 weeks ago. So I don't know. We'll see. Ticky, how are you, man?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, the preamble, just bumming around, trying to find work.
Yeah.
Do that thing.
Yep.
What they say, do that hockey.
Fuck, you both Saturday Night Live tonight. That was good.
Yeah.
So let's go do that hockey.
So yeah, I mean, it's just that I've been hanging out, playing with my dog, and
yeah,
she bonked her head pretty good today while we were playing fetch because she's a dork, but she's okay. Yeah, she's actually okay. I checked her out, and she's didn't cut her head or anything. She just bonked it pretty good on a big metal gate.
Oh.
Yep.
I don't like that at all.
Well, she'll be fine.
I know, but I hate seeing like dogs and kids. I don't like seeing dogs and kids get injured. That bugs the shit out of me. Like, show me an adult getting kicked in the balls, that's hysterical. But show me anything where a kid or a dog gets hurt, I'm like, no, somebody stop it.
So I just saw a list that was like the fake movies and shows within shows and movies that should be real. Mm-hmm. And one of them was Ow My Balls.
Ow My Balls.
Like,
from
that
Idiocracy?
Should be an actual show. Yeah.
Ow My Balls. Oh, God.
There's an entire like segment of Robot Chicken like kind of dedicated to that.
There is. That's right. I'd forgotten.
They should all be real shows. Another one was the Abed's like community, like his take on the community or whatever, like his little show.
Wait, where
he casts all of them.
Yeah. And like Shirley thinks that he's telling like the future or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that episode. That episode was funny. You know what? I didn't like that they took out the D&D episode.
Yeah, especially because it's not like. I mean, I see where people are upset, but also it wasn't actual blackface.
No, it wasn't, and they call it out in the show. They're like no, it was drow face. Like
drow. That's right.
But regardless, like they literally call it out as being bad. I think that if you have a representation of something problematic in a show that the show specifically calls out, you should keep having that out there. That should be like that's positive. That's a positive way to reinforce that something negative happened. Like Shirley literally says, "Are we just gonna let this hate crime go?" Like, it actually like that was a really great episode, and I was really disappointed that they that they got rid of it. That was actually kind of a bummer. But oh well. We move on. We live our lives. We don't watch Community all the time, even though just like the movies that I'm happy watching 1,700 times in a row, I'm happy watching Community over and over and over again. I'm good with that. It's a good show. It was a good show right up until Troy left, and then it wasn't as good.
It was not as good.
It was not as good. So yeah. Let's see. Had a good week. Things are getting busier. I mean, the two kids being super, super busy, my wife being busy, me re-entering the job market here in a little bit. I think I've got like maybe a month left of current lifestyle, and that's bringing stresses all of their own with it, making sure that I'm balancing responsibilities with personal time and making sure that projects and shit that I want, that I'm passionate about, like the Twitch stream, like the podcast, like our as of yet unnamed. Man, we are so close to getting that out and starting to work on it in a public way. No. I mean, like in a public way. You don't think we are? You don't think we're like a month away from being able to throw it out there?
I don't think we're a month away.
Wow.
There's some conversations that need to be had.
Okay. Are we going to do that?
You know what? I hope you're right. Let me put that. Yeah, I hope you are right.
Okay. All right. Well,
I sincerely do.
I don't want to go digging into this since Ticky's not actually part of it. That's not a thing. Anyways, I thought we were closer than we were. But okay. All right. Cheers. Right on. Good game. Go team. Go team. Speaking of things that Ticky's a part of, my name's Will and I'm an alcoholic.
Your name is Ticky and I'm an alcoholic.
My name's Steve. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't got anything clever today, guys.
Here's the thing about trying to have something clever every week.
It's tough.
Yeah, it can be.
Good. Wow, profound.
I know. Well, I was trying to see if I could bullshit long enough so that would become a psyop, where Steve's like, I don't believe that you don't have something that's gonna completely throw us off tangent. You know what? Killer Clowns from Outer Space. There it is.
I think
that's a good one. By the way, so the girl, the lady I'm dating, she's got a phobia of clowns.
So you made her watch that movie?
No, I did not. I actually asked if we could, and she was like, "She's like, are you kidding?" I was like, yes. So, I'm totally joking about that. I was not going to bring that up. And you know what else is good? Terrifier. That's another good movie with clowns. Is there like a positive clown movie I could find?
A positive clown movie?
What a positive clown
Are there
movie?
any positive clown movies? I don't think there's a single like
the Joker, baby.
Patch Adams is the closest thing, and even that's got a murder in it.
Yeah.
Wait, it does? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
It does.
It's been a long time since I've seen that movie.
Lee Schreiber goes and murders somebody.
Robin Williams, one of his, the lady, I can't remember the name of the actress. I can see her fucking face though, but she gets murdered.
Yeah,
in the movie.
I just don't remember.
Yeah. It's really discussing the plot of that movie is not gonna make anything better in this world.
No, not really.
In fact, we're kind of psyopsing ourselves here just by going down this rabbit hole.
Somebody had to.
Steve later on is going to be like in his journal, mission accomplished. Ta-da, it happened.
I don't even have to say anything anymore. They do it to themselves.
I'm not an alcoholic. And then you just silence for like 2 minutes and you're like,
just wait.
Well, we're waiting.
I'm waiting on you guys to come up with something this time. Yes, got
until you're so uncomfortable you feel the need to do it yourself.
All I had to do was wait until Will and Ticky were suddenly fed up with silence, which was like all of 1.2 seconds.
I have a hard time with silence. I do.
Start talking about fighting lions.
I don't like fucking lions and giraffes.
No, Idris Elba has to do that in his latest movie.
Fight a lion?
Yeah. Yeah, you didn't know that? He fights a literal lion.
Wait, in 3,000 Years of Longing?
No. He was in this movie called Beast. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Safari. Yeah, there's a lion. I want to say he's actually battling the lion for a giraffe.
Okay, so what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go in and I'm going to Photoshop Steve's face onto Idris Elba's body and have Steve fighting the lion.
I already have this picture queued up. I'll get it to you.
have to get Steve's head like a lot bigger. Idris Elba's another small man.
Steve's head was always really, really big. Like
Oh.
he's probably got one of the largest head to body sizes I've ever seen in a human being that isn't me.
The thing is,
That's awesome.
it's
Yeah.
an illusion.
No,
It's
no.
all my neck. It's a really fat neck.
It's not
It's
your
a weirdly fat neck.
not wearing a lot of bandanas is like headbands. Tie it off in the back, and you just can't get it to tie into a knot because there's just not enough.
It's a tiny knot.
He has to use a
Very
chain of
tiny
safety
knot.
pins.
Classy.
Oh, hats don't fit me.
Because you
That's
got that
actually not true.
giant
That's pretty
freaking
weird.
head. Okay.
Fat neck, telling you, really weirdly
Yep.
fat neck.
All right. On that note, I guess I'll jump right in.
Okay.
I had a
Cheers.
pretty easy week. I didn't have any real temptations or anything. A lot of things kind of, I don't know. It's about like trying to. I guess for me, it's about trying to stay patient and maintain perspective.
Yeah.
That's like the toughest thing. But it seems to be working for me right now. So we'll see how it plays out.
That's good.
That's pretty much my check. And I don't have too much this week, thankfully.
That's all right. That's okay. That's, I like. So, on the Twitch stream, I will have it. So we only have two other, I would say two other classic addicts that come into stream with me. So there's a total of three of us, right? You're there every once in a while, but they treat the stream almost like it's their weekly meeting. Which is,
It's their check-in. Like
Yeah,
this
it's-
is for me.
yeah. Like this is for you, that is for them. Well, no, I just wanted to make.
No.
You're
I'm
always
following
welcome to be there. Like you're always 100% welcome to be there. It's just that they use it for the same thing that you use this for. So it's a little bit of a different thing.
Talking about blue hot dogs.
you. Just talking shit.
I mean,
The
there's
right
a lot
way
of
to eat a hot dog.
the-
You know what? There's a lot of hot dog conversation in the last.
yeah. You eat it from the
Hot dogs
middle.
are
You eat it
really
from the
good. I'm
fucking
eating
middle.
some
Okay.
tomorrow.
You don't need a hot dog from the middle.
You eat the hot
Nobody
dog from the
does.
middle, just like you eat the pizza from
Nobody
the
does
crust,
that.
even if there's no cheese in it.
Well, at least you know why you do that though, is because you get the worst part of the pizza out of the way, then you can enjoy the rest of it.
I keep telling
That-
my
if-
sons that, and they don't believe me. They're like, "No, Dad, that's like making us eat vegetables." And I'm like, "No, that's not."
In my
Yeah,
old
yeah,
age, I
the
really
crust of the
grown to
pizza
love
is
the
not.
crust.
Yeah. The crust of the pizza is not a fucking vegetable, guys.
You
I
put
use it
Mike's
as a
hot
treat for
honey
my
on it,
dog.
super good.
Nice. Yeah. Well, you learned that at Bojo's, didn't you, buddy? Yeah. You
I
did.
mean, I'm not gonna lie that they
Mike's hot honey. I'm gonna have to get some of that now.
Oh, so good.
really good.
So good. Anyways, so they come in and I only have two. Fuck. Where were we on this goddamn conversation?
You have two other classic
Yeah,
alcoholics.
two
or-
other classic
you
alcoholics
said.
or addicts that come into the stream, and that's what it was. And since we do it 3 times a week, they will once a week over the course of those 3 days will come into chat and they'll talk about just something. They'll share about something, and it's always not revelatory, but it always feels like they've got something specific to say about a specific topic. And oftentimes when we do this, I kind of think that sometimes we're like, so I was able to get through the week and didn't have any cravings and didn't have any issues with my alcoholism that I can clearly define or remember. And that's true. Like for this week, I like same thing, right? Nothing big, nothing major. The last week we had the seeing my favorite microbrew at the King Supers. That didn't happen this week. I was fine. Everything was okay basically. I was able to navigate my alcoholism with aplomb. Fantastic. And I don't know. Sometimes it makes me feel like on the spectrum of alcoholism and addiction that I'm at the very, very mild end of things, and I'll get this like flash of a little bit of imposter syndrome. And I'm like, how am I being an imposter? Like I do have the condition. I know that I do. It exists. Just because it's not as bad as somebody else's doesn't mean that it's not real for me. However, I almost feel that the person that should be on this side of the microphone talking to the people on the other side of the speaker should be somebody with like way more experience having to deal with the adversity of addiction. Like, sometimes I feel that way. But, you know, since it's just us telling our you know, alcoholism and dum-dum stories, and, you know, the people that respond to it, you know, obviously those people that keep coming back find some value in it. I just, that thought just struck me earlier today, and I was like, huh, you know, I don't know how to feel about this.
Just remember this. If you're around that thought again, just remember it's not a competition. We're not, nobody's out here going like, no, I'm a better alcoholic than you.
Yeah, the United States Alcoholism League.
Yeah. I've been doing this a lot longer. I fucked up so many more things than you could ever imagine. You're like, geez, dude. Just because, like, okay, look, just because you used to get drunk and shit in your neighbor's garden doesn't mean that you're, like, better at being an alcoholic than I am. That's not how this works.
And this year's recipient of the Jim Kelly Woke Up in the Gutter Award is...
Yeah, so I wouldn't put too much thought into that. I don't identify. I identify as an alcoholic because I don't have a better term. I don't have a better way of saying it. It's like, well, like, because even the gal I'm seeing, she asked me, she was like, "Are you an alcoholic?" And I was like, I don't know if I would say that I am, because I didn't have that much trouble quitting, and I haven't had that many problems staying, you know, sober and dry. But if you were to ask me, will I ever go back to drinking again? I would tell you, not a chance in hell, because I know that I will screw my life up. So, right. So, like, where does that exist on the spectrum? It's like am I in the minor leagues and I just get called up on occasion? Is that what this is? I don't think that's actually how it works either.
I mean, still makes you a baseball player, right? I mean,
I was thinking hockey. You know,
sure. All right, still a hockey player. Yeah, still get on the ice. You know, in a semi-pro kind of a way. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I don't know. It's the term is so incredibly loaded, and I think that it's appropriate to make sure that I assign that label to myself specifically because it is such an importantly loaded word for me to be able to refer back to whenever I do have a craving, as a hard stop, like, should I go get a beer? No, I'm an alcoholic. Oh, okay. Well, that the emotional loading of that word makes it so that, like, I recognize the severity of what I could do if I went back to drinking, and because I don't want to go back to that, it's really important that I continue to use that label as a, you know, shorthand for something that might have more nuance than just saying I'm an alcoholic. You know, I have moderate chronic substance abuse disorder. Moderate chronic substance abuse disorder. Takes too long. I'm an alcoholic.
You're just making, it sounds like you're just kind of throwing words together at that point.
That's what it said on the chart, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
I don't know where I am on that scale, so I don't have like a good measure. So like, you know, like if you're like, let's pretend that you're playing like NHL 10 or whatever, and you're looking up different players and stuff like that, and you go to me, and then like they're like, what are his stats? And it's like, well, his alcoholism is an unknown. That's a question mark. But the rest of his stats seem to be A-okay. And, you know, like, you just gotta, like, you know, anyway, not a competition still. I wouldn't, you've got experience with it. You've already seen plenty. I don't know how much more you feel like you would need to see, or
right.
fuck up.
Like, do I have to go down the fucking dysfunctional rabbit hole any more than I did?
There you go. You're sitting there taking a dump on your neighbor's roses, and you get a bunch of thorns in your ass, and all you can think is, this is what Mercury feels like, I'm sure.
There it is. I feel like Steve. Sometimes you feel like a Steve.
Sometimes you just need a funnel and some Mercury. And anyway, point is, I've already beaten the dead horse. Steve, you're never going to be able to eat a giraffe.
What?
You're never going to be able to eat a giraffe. That's basically the whole point of this whole thing.
Entire thing.
We finally the gag has finally stopped running.
But why not?
Boom.
No, I think it'll happen.
You think it'll happen? You think it'll happen? Do you see yourself on safari in the Serengeti? Is that in the plans right now?
Why do I gotta like be hunting this thing? Like,
well, if you don't do your
I don't think you can import giraffe meat to the United States, man. Do you have a black market butcher? Like,
no, you could probably go. He's to that point. I mean, if you wanted to, you could probably go somewhere and buy giraffe, like overseas. My only concern then would be, how legitimate is it?
That is my major concern with any of these exotic meats.
All I'm saying, man, is if you don't kill it yourself, then I don't think that you actually ate that.
There's no way to really know.
You have no way of knowing that wasn't just yeah, horse you could do in Japan. That's easy to do.
I just feel like
more South America.
This is the case for most of the meats that
parts of Europe.
I don't know that it's actually beef that I'm eating.
It's true. That's true.
Like, I have no proof that it's beef.
Every time I eat chicken or turkey, it's just pale beef.
You don't know that it's not.
You're right. I mean, there's like an epistemic nature to the question. How do we know what we know? You know.
But I also want to now eat a llama.
Yeah.
I had moose on my 40th birthday.
Oh, really?
I didn't even know. Yeah, I was in Russia. No, not really. It tasted like it had a texture like a bunch of elbows just kind of like strung together. It was like chewy and tough as hell.
Yeah.
Could have also been the fact that I was in Russia and they were like, "Oh, fuck that guy."
And of course, that's like, well, no, that's like the tenderest cut of meat that you can get in Russia. Is something that's like leather.
That also might be the tenderest cut of moose you might possibly get.
That's true. Yeah.
It was like just a bunch of fucking elbows, just all strung together.
This part is elbow. It's all elbow. Yeah.
This elbow, this elbow, this elbow too.
I'd eat a moose elbow.
You would eat a moose. I think you would actually just eat moose elbow soup.
I'd eat moose elbow soup.
There.
I wouldn't eat moose elbow soup.
Full on fucking psyop.
Cartilaginous.
Cartilage gives soup tons of body, man.
Yeah, but it's got a weird texture.
It does have a weird texture. You're right.
It's not like you're just talking about eating pho. It's like soup.
Yeah, they use cartilage in making the broth for pho. Fucking delicious. It's fucking delicious.
All right.
So yeah, okay. All right. Cheers. So tonight for alcohol-related stuff, I wanted to. I mean, we kind of did a little bit of divergence there during the check-in, but
just a little bit,
but that's okay. So tonight, I really want to talk a bit about early recovery, because this is one of the things that we talked about the idea of possibly losing touch with early recovery. So I'm trying to focus in on that a little bit because I don't want to forget what that early portion of things was, because I think that as a possible deterrent from future relapse, the idea of having to go through any of that stuff over again is a really, really good idea for me to keep in mind. So the portion of it that I want to talk about, the early recovery, is when you're actively engaging in your substance abuse. Oftentimes, one of the reasons that we're doing it is to pseudo-emotionally regulate. This would be something that, Ticky, you might be able to talk about a little bit because you self-medicated because of your bipolar.
That's exactly what that is, yeah.
Yeah. So, now, for people that are not suffering from bipolar, they can also, to a lesser extent, try to regulate their emotions via consuming substance. And right after you stop using is this period in time where you have to try to figure out a way to, without relying on your substance, come to terms with your emotional states in ways that are healthier, because without focusing on trying to get healthier, the likelihood of a relapse is so much higher. So tonight, I just wanted to say, I just wanted to talk about 7 strategies that can help to manage your emotions in a healthy and helpful way. So if you're in early recovery, these are all things that you can do, and some of them are internal. One of them is incredibly actionable. This is something that you can go do, and it is, I think, a really, really important one. And I think, Ticky, you're going to 100% agree with me because we talked about it a whole ton on this podcast. So the very first one is identifying and trying to reduce triggers for your emotional state. If you know you're going to be in a place, a time, or in a mindset that's going to lead you to triggering a negative emotion that's going to make it difficult for you to regulate, it's really, really important that you identify what those triggers are and then try to reduce your exposure to them. So that's number one. Number two is tune into your physical symptoms. Usually when we have an emotional response, we can feel a little bit of an adrenaline rush pop in. I know that whenever I get angry, the very first thing that happens to me is my heart rate elevates a little bit, my blood pressure elevates a little bit. I can feel that happening. So I know that that is a moment when emotionally I am a little bit raw. Physically, I can feel a sensation pulling me towards fight or flight. And I know that that is then a place where I need to calm down, take a moment. So, three, consider the story you're telling yourself. So, in your head, in the situation that you're in, is this something that you should be getting upset about? Now, it's okay for you to feel the way that you feel. It's okay to do that. Like, if you're angry, you're allowed to be angry. If you're annoyed, you're allowed to be annoyed. However, the reaction that you have to that stimulus is really, really important. Making sure that you don't do something destructive either to yourself or to other people is really, really important. Fourth, engaging in positive self-talk. So you can divert some of that negative emotional energy by looking at where you are, where you've come from, and where you want to go in a positive light. That is 100% possible. I know because I've done that one myself. Getting to a place, especially early on, where I would get angry at something and then recognize that over the past 2 years I've done X abusive things. I've done, a certain amount of abusive things. I am trying to make good on that. I stopped drinking and am now trying to face my emotions. And I have been working on doing those things in a positive way over the last couple of months. Number five, make a choice about how to respond. And this is really, really important. Making that decision to say, hey, I'm going to look at how I'm feeling right now, how I could respond in a negative light, how I could respond in a positive light, and then respond in the positive light. And then number six is looking for positive emotions. So trying to find an escape from that negative place to somewhere positive. That can be either via distracting yourself from whatever negative stimulus has put you into a bad place. You can engage in a hobby. You could engage in some kind of work that you're going to feel self-satisfaction from. So like for me, when I'm angry, sometimes I'll do what my wife terms angry cleaning. I don't want help. I don't want to talk. I don't want anything except for to get something tangible done. And then once that tangible is done, I have a positive emotion about having done that. So instead of doing something destructive, I do something positive. It gets me to a place where I can say, okay, something is accomplished. Even though I have this negative shit going on, something has been accomplished. And then the last thing, and this is a long-term solution, is to seek out a therapist. Find someone that you can talk to that is not looking at you with any other agenda than just to help you figure out where you are emotionally, where you want to go emotionally, and then gives you feedback on how to get there. And I know that that's something that Ticky is very, very big on.
Therapy.
I feel like that's going to be the t-shirt. That's going to be the fucking t-shirt right there. Just therapy.
Therapy.
Capital T-H-E. Wait, no, that's bad optics. You guys remember the Sean Connery?
The rapey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
therapy,
I know
Mr. Connery. Therapy, yeah. Famous titties.
The rapists.
That's therapist, Mr. Connery. God, that was... Oh, I miss Daryl Hammond on that show. All right,
Emergency.
so... Yeah. So, I don't know. I just thought that, we talk a little bit about mind states and kind of abstracts. I think that having a couple of, things that you can do that, like all of these things, they helped me early on while I was in recovery. I didn't talk about doing them quite as much. They were just sort of internal ideas or rules or tools that I had that didn't come up. I didn't bring them up. I was reminded of them just recently and wanted to talk about them. So,
yeah, I think a lot of those are good too, not just for the alcoholics that listen to us, but for those of us without the problems. Like, some of those are still really good. Most of those are still really good things to just help you deal with stress and other bullshit in your life.
Yeah. And since we talked about stress last week, I thought it was
nice little dovetail.
A little bit. Like, it wasn't on purpose.
No, it still works though.
But yeah,
I would suggest that you post those or tweet those out, or put those someplace where people can come look at them.
So I read. So the reason that they actually came up was I was looking for a paper on emotional regulation, and then saw that I had early on. It was a purpled out link on Google. Because I Google stuff. It's out there. It exists.
Got a lot of porn that has that kind of same.
So you Google your porn?
Sometimes.
I just go straight to the hub, man. Just straight to the hub.
Can I Google myself in your office?
No. Can I use a computer? How else are you gonna do it?
Nah, man. Sometimes videos are broken up into different segments, and sometimes they're all one long piece. So you can Google them, you can actually find out which ones are consolidated and which ones aren't.
I just like that you were thinking about one long piece.
One long piece.
One long piece.
Like a blue foot-long hot dog.
Oh, delicious. You ever gotten turned on at a 7-Eleven where you see the hot dog treadmill? Oh yeah,
just standing there, and starts rubbing his belly, rubbing into the belly button.
Rubbing the belly button.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
His dog just sitting there next to him, going, "I'm gonna eat that once you're done with it, Dad."
Get a Kool-Aid in there.
It's just you standing there, rubbing your belly button, dog next to you on the ground, with a packet of Kool-Aid in one hand. That is a beautiful picture.
It's even more is that actually you have like the Kool-Aid in your hand and you're licking it off with your palm while you're doing all of that.
Ooh, rubbing it into your belly button. Yeah.
Sir, please leave. You're making other customers very uncomfortable.
I was gonna make a purchase.
You're just making everyone uncomfortable. Cashiers, the customers. There are people out at the gas pumps right now that are weirded out by you.
I like the idea of somebody in the bathroom, like, slowly opening the door to watch you.
Do you
like that's that idea? Their kink.
Do you like that
These are so weird.
The world is a big, little, tiny place. All right, you might tomorrow find this person. Okay, just maybe. So yeah, I was gonna post one of the papers that I found, and then I can certainly throw up those 7 talking points. Absolutely. Yeah. Do you guys have anything else you would like to share tonight, Steve?
No, I like that. It's good stuff.
Cool. Ticky, you got anything you want to share tonight, bud?
No, it's awkward enough as it is.
No need to go any further. All right, so tonight, Ticky had something he wanted to talk about last week, but I put the kibosh on it because I'm an evil tyrant of a podcast host. So, Ticky, why don't you take it away, man? Give us the intro. What's on your brain?
So the thing that I ran across last week was just the introductory video for it's called Dune Awakenings, and it'll be an open world MMO, and sounds like it's done by the Funcom, the same people who did Conan Exiles. So probably have pretty good mechanics that we're thinking. One of the things they have added into it, they've been talking a lot about. Now, granted, this is a lot of talk right now. We don't know what it looks like, in the future. But what little we actually know right now, one of the things I thought was kind of intriguing was that a crafting system is going to be in place that is going to be very in-depth, that could wind up becoming a profession in itself within the game, which would be a really cool step up from like most of the other ones where, a lot of the other MMOs where you wind up, if you have to craft something, you're just going to be a crafter and everyone's going to be a master crafter one day. But you're also a soldier. This one would be something so in-depth that your time and effort would be on that one thing. And this reminds me a lot of Star Wars Galaxies had a similar system to that. So I'm curious to see how it's going to play out. The graphics so far look pretty legit. The sandworms look really nice. Combat as well as travel will actually take place both with the sandworms, the sand crawlers, and the ornithopters. So there's actually going to be flight included in the game as well. So I'm wondering how that's going to play out. Yeah, just from a little I've gleaned from it so far, it looks like a really very interesting and very ambitious undertaking.
Absolutely. So Conan Exiles. So that I enjoyed that game for a really long time.
Just because you could have a really big penis.
No, I never wanted to lie, so it was always deeply mediocre.
Just seriously could have basically beaten an alligator to death with that thing. It's just the way that you can design your character. Anyway, go on.
From the front or the back? Alligators gallop, man. I don't think if I unleash that hog, they're sticking around for it.
No, we actually discussed this. Crocodiles gallop.
I'm sorry, you're right. My bad. Do you think that the gator would look at it and be like, you know what, that would be better with some blue Kool-Aid?
Quite possibly.
Then
you might be asked to leave the lagoon.
Yeah, leave the 7-Eleven lagoon. You've been asked to leave by very reputable Rhonda. I don't know why the girl behind the counter was named Rhonda. So I couldn't find very much about this game online. Could not find very much about it. One of the things that I dislike very much these days is early hype that sets me up to want to pre-order something. And unfortunately, that's what that video did. It made me go, ooh, ooh, super pretty sandworm. Ooh, Paul Muad'Dib with his blue eyes. Ooh, child, I want to do that. I want to do that game so hard. I had an almost Pornhubian biological reaction to watching that. Yeah. The sand crawler. What's that?
I said the comment section.
The comment section on that video just salacious. Do you think Spice ever gets lost in his beard? Probably. So there were a couple of features though that I was able to find. One, crafting was going to be a huge thing. Two, they were going to have the ability to harvest spice, and that while you were harvesting, you had to be able to fend off NPC raiders, so non-player character raiders, and then player character raiders, and have to deal with the possibility of sandworms. I thought that was kind of cool. 3, that there would be a dynamic generation system where if you went out into the desert, you could go and find artifacts, but each time a sandstorm came by, one, you had to deal with trying to make yourself safe while dealing with a sandstorm, because the sandstorms on Arrakis are incredibly dangerous.
Yeah, it's like blades of glass just shooting through the air.
Yeah. Super dangerous. And I thought that was an incredibly not if you went looking for a specific object, you might not find it in the same spot the last time that you found it there. Like resources or the kind of things that you would normally need to be able to do crafting as a profession. So I thought that was really interesting that they're going to do some kind of procedural generation in the world as things move on.
Yep, they said that the from what I was getting from it too is even the landscape might change. So when the sandstorm comes through, it might actually shift the way that some things look and feel. So yeah, to your point, you wouldn't be able to go out and harvest rare minerals or rare artifacts from the same place. You wouldn't be able to do that. You'd have to go to a new place and look there. And so it would keep a continuous search. Hopefully that would also be a mechanic that can cut down on some of the harvesting that we see in a lot of other MMOs. Yeah. Like I said, it looks intriguing. It looks very ambitious.
Oh yeah. It absolutely looks ambitious.
It sounds ambitious. Some of these, like, I wonder if they can pull them off with, from what it sounds like they're setting up, I guess. That'll be
I think that they've got, like, to that point, they've got a lot of financing. They've got a lot of backing because there's a lot of interest in Dune since the movie came out.
Uh-huh.
So I think that that's actually helping to drive everything that we're seeing here. So
I mean, they've stated already that it's being influenced by Denis Villeneuve's vision of the
that part's obvious. You can see you can tell the sandworms that you see in that.
Oh, you can tell from the sandworms. You can tell from the ornithopters. Yeah, the style is very much like that. But, like, I mean, there were other features that I thought were going to be really interesting. Like, maintaining your still suit was going to be an in-game mechanic. There was going to... Now, this is something that I'm actually kind of worried about. So, one of the things that they did in Conan Exiles, and I really appreciated this, because Conan, the series, the magic is rare, mysterious, and not accessible to most people. Like, it's incredibly rare. In the books, like, Conan runs into it because Conan's an exceptional character, but it's not like around every turn there's a wizard going, I made 17 potions. Fireball. You guys want one?
Fireball.
Yeah. This isn't fucking Dungeons and Dragons. In the original Conan the Barbarian movie, we've got James
Earl Jones turns into a giant snake.
James Earl Jones turns into a giant snake, and that's like one of the big abilities. And what does he do with it? Leaves the room.
Basically, he doesn't do too much. I mean, the other thing you have to remember, though, is that Conan is also what we would call a protagonist, quote unquote. So he's going to run into a lot of interesting stuff. It's You're not going to write the story and be like, and he heard about all this magic and shit out east. Anyway, Conan decided to keep on traveling.
But that wasn't important because he never.
That wasn't important.
Yeah. Yeah, quite right.
That's a plot point we're never going to get to.
Not sure why I brought it up, but
don't know what it had to do with anything. But, like, let's see. Conan Exiles came out in 2017, and they just introduced sorcery to players like a month ago. Like. Yeah. Very, very recently. That's how low magic Conan Exiles is. The same thing can be said about the Dune universe. How many people have access to the Weirding Ways? It's like the Bene Gesserit, Paul, and then as you get deeper into the books, like Paul's kids.
Now he does train this the sand.
The Fremen.
The Fremen, he does train them. And that's actually what allows him to overcome the Sardaukar.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen until I don't know where the timeline is in the game. I don't know when this is going to happen. There is a pretty good gap of time between when Paul goes into exile and when Paul returns to take on the title of Emperor.
Right.
So there's a large gap right there that maybe they can fit everything into. I don't know. I'm kind of sold on it right now just from the concept. But to your point, I'm trying not to get like my hopes up where, I like go out and I buy it and then I'm just like, it's just all I wind up with is a character full of disappointment.
Right. Like a slightly emptier bank account and then just trying to go back. I'm going to play this game because I spent some money on it, but I'm not having a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%, man. I totally understand. that. But I don't want the Weirding Way powers to be like, just like in Star Wars Galaxies had no Jedi at the beginning.
Nope.
None. Zero. Zilch. Because they were so rare. And that was such an important part of making you feel like you were just a citizen of that universe. And I think that that's really, really important.
And then when they introduced Jedi into the game, it pretty much took the whole...
ruined the game, right?
The whole freaking game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point in time you're like, and Conan had heard about magic from the wow, there's magic everywhere. Like, everybody's got magic. Holy crap, that guy's breathing fire. This guy's got his thumb. He just disconnects it all the time,
Where has this magic been this whole time?
No, I've not seen this. Conan wandered far and wide, and everyone had magic. Like, there was no need for want, because magic creates everything. Yeah. And that guy turned himself into a big snake and just kind of slithered around.
That's all he did.
Wait, he
turned into a snake and then he left the room. That was it. Like, didn't use a door. He used a snake hole that was purpose-built for his snake body. I don't understand this. I don't understand
That would, if you're like building that temple, that's got to be like one of those odd things you're like telling your engineers and your architects. You're like, hey guys, for my throne room, I need a hole about 2 meters wide, and then I'm going to want it to slide. Then I need another hole over on this side, about the same, and then I want some from the sides as well. And your architect would be like, look, man, if you do that, anybody's going to be able to sneak in here. No. That's not going to happen.
Just ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
Just use some magic. It'll be fine.
Just use magic, okay? Okay, fine. Make the hole 10 inches around so I can leave the room dramatically.
We also did this right here, sir. There's also another hole, and this looks like a regular porta potty, but in fact, we've added a hole.
In point of fact, I don't know. Like, I'm looking forward to seeing if there's going to be like factions in the game. You know, are you going to be able to be a Harkonnen scum? Are you, because this is one of those games where, like, the distinction between noble and evil, I don't even know if it's good and evil. Like, would one of the principal sort of thoughts that I always have around Dune, and especially Paul, was he recognized the danger that he would become to the galaxy, and yet he still did it. So I would say maybe protagonist versus evil, but not good versus evil.
He went about 90% of the way. You had to like find out just how far it would actually go in the next books.
Yeah.
Paul went like 90% of the way and then was like, nah, I don't want to be a giant space worm.
Yeah. Then didn't his son do that anyways? Like,
Went all giant space.
Went all giant space worm and lived for like 3,000 years. And I'm wondering.
And they had to remodel the entire palace at Arrakis on Arrakis. They had to remodel the entire palace so he could just like slide through all these different holes.
Yeah,
snake holes. Thank you.
Something about snake holes again.
You.
I'm gonna call him Thulsa Leto or Leto Doom. I'm gonna do that from now on. He turned into a snake, and then he left the room.
What's this great power? He can turns into a big worm, and he just leaves.
Yeah, he just leaves. He's just right out the door, man. That's it.
That's it. That's all that happened.
Before he's done that, he's asking for the hole.
Ooh. Can you be? Here's another question. Can you be one of Duncan Idaho's clones? Because if I can be Jason Momoa in the game, if you can here, everybody out there, if you can be Jason Momoa, you should do that.
Yeah.
you should just be Jason Momoa.
I think the only time a flood of Momoas.
It's a Momoa flood. It'll be the new drink at everybody's favorite bar.
Mm-hmm.
The Momoa.
I'll have a Momoa, please.
Did you mean mimosa? And you go, no, damn it.
No.
Don't let me pull out my curse knife and stab you to death.
That's right.
Yeah. No, in the books, Duncan Idaho becomes a really badass character, too, later on. But, it's to the point, I mean, so if we were to go back to the game, let's see here, there was stuff about a worm, glory hole, snake, backwards. I'm hoping that it is as good as it is. I'm hoping that it is as good as it is ambitious. But
tall order.
I know. I always have that. But I'm not pinning my hopes. Like I'm not going to name my next child Leto or anything like that.
I like that you're thinking of family planning. That's nice to know.
Yeah.
Nice
I can't have kids these days, but if I could, I'd probably name my kid something sci-fi or maybe Garfield, but more than likely something sci-fi.
Bill Murray. I'm just gonna name mine Bill Murray, and he can play Garfield. Pterodactyl. Nice. No, so I have more questions. I have more questions about this game than I have answers right now, and that's really frustrating. Yep. I hate early game hype because it works on me. So if any gaming company executive is listening to this, great job, you fuckers. It's working on me. But I
was gonna invite our audience to chime in the comments about
100%.
100%. I thought you were going a different route. I thought you were going to be like, if any video or any developer working on this wants to send me an early copy so that I know what to expect.
Dude, I'll review the shit out of it. I'd be happy to. 100%, man. I mean, it's going to be... It doesn't have a release window yet.
No.
You know,
No,
it's
I
still
imagine it's
super early.
I imagine it's still at least probably like a year and a half out.
Oh, if they want to do it right, God, make it 3 years. You know, if it beats me to my 45th, I'll be very disappointed because, these games seem so incredibly huge, and what they promise, what they're delivering, so very rarely line up, and sometimes it works out. Like Conan Exiles, I thought was pretty decent, but there were still a bunch of bugs, and it kind of bothered me that those bugs still existed because I felt, even though I was enjoying playing it, that I was playing an early access game just constantly playing an early access game. Then there's games like No Man's Sky. I'm pretty sure that if you're tuned into playing video games at all, you've heard of No Man's Sky. If you haven't, what happened was the developers of the game made promises that the gaming media picked up on and then ran with. The game company has fulfilled those promises, but the timeline that they did not match the hype. So while I do not blame all of No Man's Sky's early failures on the developer of No Man's Sky, because now the game is basically what they want it to be and they're still continuing to put work into it, I have to look at them and say, listen, you overpromised, and then you didn't set the expectation that, hey, this is going to take like 5-6 years of development while you'll be able to play certain stages of the game before it's going to be exactly where we want it to be. That's what it feels like playing Conan Exiles. Any of these large sandbox-style games, these massive multiplayer online games that are sandbox like this, they all feel like this these days, and it's really, really kind of frustrating because I would love to just once purchase a game, and outside of the auspices of DLC, like specifically things that add to a finished product. Like, you have a finished product, it goes from A to Z, and then you have chapter 2, and I'm fine paying, $30-$40 for chapter 2 in a year or two. That's fine. But like, I got burnt on Destiny. I feel like there's been, a ton of frustration with games like Conan Exiles. This feels like it could be the same kind of thing, and I don't want to doom and gloom it. I want to be excited for it. I want to play this. This looks like it would be so much fun. I would love to get the community involved. I'd love to get Ticky involved, and Steve involved, and Russ involved, even though I think that unless it's Hunt in the desert, it's not going to get him there at all. Like,
just tell him that it is.
This doesn't seem like it at all. No. You just have to keep playing. Don't worry.
Just over that next Dune.
Just over the next Dune, yeah. But, like some of the questions I have, like, are they going to have the Tleilaxu be a part of the game? Will you be able to choose a house? Is there anything left of House Carino? Will there be Sardaukar in the game? Will you be able to play the as a Sardaukar? There's so many questions that I want to have answers to, and I really I'm glad that I got to see that hype video, but I really wish that hype video had come with more information, I guess, is what I'm saying.
I would have liked to have seen even a tiny bit of beta gameplay or something.
Yeah, because there was no gameplay footage for it.
Concept art would have been nice.
Concept art would have been good. Although they'll just just watch Denis Villeneuve's movie.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I was just thinking that.
they were
it's totally
gonna. Art is on HBO Max right now.
It's totally gonna be like this.
Yeah,
you can watch it on your laptop. I'm with you. And like I said, I don't want to get caught up in that hype either, but I am hopeful. I'm gonna keep an eye on it, and it's gonna be on the back burner for a while. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah. Yep. All right, cool. You guys have anything else for tonight, Steve?
Not game wise.
No,
I don't think so.
Something else wise? Something else you want to bring up?
No, I mean, I
did you finally come up with a psyop?
Way, but actually, I did remember the psyop, the original one. It was about frozen burritos.
Oh, save for next week.
Yeah, I will.
For next week, yeah.
Just a little teaser. Frozen burritos.
All I could think about with that porta potty with the glory hole in it was Danny's old the portable glory hole.
Yeah, the portable glory hole.
But although that was just a wall, right? That was like a short wall you could carry around with a hole in it.
I think it was just a cardboard box.
Could you
with the duct
also
tape.
turn into a snake and just leave through it?
Yeah. I mean, a small snake.
It was a literal glory hole, just like basically walking around with a cardboard like wall.
Yeah.
You know, the hole cut out, and so you could like just walk up to people.
Hey. He like taped some suspenders to the inside of it so that he didn't have to like have his hands there.
Sounds like a bad Halloween costume.
It was pretty awesome.
I think I would wear that Halloween costume.
I think I would too, to be honest.
That'd be good. Ticky, you have anything else you want to share tonight?
Nah, I'm good, dude.
Okay, cool. So we're sober. We're excited for Dune, but we're scared. We're scared that we're going to have to walk through the desert, and instead of getting swallowed by a worm, we'll get swallowed by hype.
A lot of sand.
As long as I can get a horse with no. A horse named Paul Revere.
No.
Carry on.
No. Just no. All right. Like every episode of the Save vs. Poison podcast, we like to shout out to the mutual support groups that we hope you turn to in time of need. That was me scrolling down to the numbers. Alcoholics Anonymous, AA.org, 212-870-3400. Moderation Management, moderation.org, 212-871-0974. Secular AA, SOS Sobriety.org, 323-693-1633. Smart Recovery, smartrecovery.org, 440-951-5357. Women for Sobriety, womenforsobriety.org, 215-536-8026. And then for those family and friends of addicts that need a little help in a group-type environment, there's Al-Anon family groups at www.al-anon.alateen.org, or you can reach them at 1-888-425-2666. From all of us here at Save vs. Poison Podcast, I'm Will.
I'm Ticky.
I'm Steve.
And we wish you warm, creamy regards, everybody. Good night. You've just listened to another episode of the Save vs. Poison Podcast. If you liked what you heard, please follow us, like, and subscribe on Twitter at @VS_save, on Facebook at the Save vs. Poison Podcast, and streaming live on Twitch at twitch.tv/SvP Podcast. Thanks so much for joining us, and stay safe, everyone.